I know. We should have finished the lock a long time ago. Anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to weld this together. We're going to weld this face together. Weld that there, weld that there, weld that in there. Make this one big solid lump. But then we're going to take this face off. We're going to come back in then and we're going to cut this off. So this is flush to there. I think that's going to give us a bit more control. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to secure this together as one big lump. And then we're going to cut the face off here. So we've got one even face. Maybe weld up the face again. So I won't show you all of that. I'll just show you what I'm going to do, then I'll show you what I did in the end. So I'm having a mare of a day with the welder. It's either too weak or too strong, but we'll sort it out. I've changed to a welder. It's cut itself off now. It's overheated. So anyway, basically this has got to go there, but I've got to hold it. So how the hell are you going to do this with one hand? So we shut that there. That's the shut position. We hold this here. We know where that's got to go. We got to put that through there. Fine, you think? Okay, no problem. So that's okay. So now we've got to clamp it, haven't we? So the first attempt on the clamp, because we've only got a small edge there to grip onto, isn't the right one. Isn't going to do. Now this will do. And I have trapped it once, but it's going to be a bit of a mare. So what I've decided to do, I'm going to flatten the top of this and just drill a beginning of a hole. So that just sort of plugs into there. And that then should give me the allowance to try and do it all with one hand all at the same time. So let's put a dimple there. Let's flatten that, begin the drilling of a hole, put a bigger hole in there, make a little dent there, as you might say, so that sits in it. So we'll sort of grip it there, and hopefully the edge of this will grab the edge of. We haven't got much to grip onto, but I think it's going to do it. And of course, you're all trying to do it. You're trying to do it one-handed, you know, two-handed all the time. It's not as if you can clamp it in and then shut the door, because the clamp itself is in the way of the door. These things are sent to try us, aren't they? These things are sent to try us. Let's see if my evil little plan is going to work. I've just made like a dimple there. Should be enough for this to just sit in it and get a grip that it doesn't fly off. Let's give that a bash. We got it. It's just about gripping. You know, it grips from the centre of there to the centre of here. But because this pad is too big, won't go behind there, it sticks out a bit. But this little dent, this little dip we've put in there is just enough to so I can get on and just crack a touch. So all I have to do is crack a touch in there. And then it's sort of fixed, and then I can bring the door back round. But whilst this is here, I can't bring the door round and test it. I don't think I can anyway. Let's have a look. Can I? Oh, actually, even better. Don't knock it too much. Let's shut this one. That's where the door's going to be. Right, let's is this going to go through? Yeah. Oh, blimey. Right, we've got it. Shh. I mean, you can always grind a bit off or wear it out a bit, but you need it basically in the right place, don't you? So, oh, that's going to work beautifully. Shh, don't knock it. Let's sneak up on it very quietly and get a tack of weld there. So, we've put a temporary tag on it, just a little temporary one. The door's got to shut with this here. This is the resting place for the door. Let's put this one in. Right, so that's where the door is. Let's see if this is going to slide across. Lovely. It's a bit tight, it's a bit catchy, but we've got something to work to now. This is going to be, there's plenty of wiggle room, you know, movement room here. Now we know where we've got to be. So now, so we don't melt that, I've done it before, gone over that again. I'll weld it in a different place now, get a real good tag on there, and then come back and weld this. And then of course, weld the surface of it as well. Clean that up. Where are we? Clean this up. Get a good connection and weld that all up and weld this surface. Ooh, lovely! So now we can clean it up and we can just burn and weld now, can't we? We can make that into one huge big dollop stuck to it. So a question came on the security front, which is a valid question, was, yeah, they're going to take the door off, but they'll be as easy taking the frame off. So the frame also is, you know, if you can put a steel frame on it, all the better. But then they'll attack your wooden frame from your brickwork. If this summer, if you're planning on making a brick building, for the sake of, obviously your budget's fairly tight because you're building the building, but get angle iron. Even if it's old bed iron like this, get angle iron and frame around your corners of your doorways. First of all, you'll be able to hang anything, whatever you like afterwards, make a fancy lock or whatever, you know. So it gives you so much, and you can support stuff and you can screw it in, and it's one of those, once you've put it all together a bit at a time, you can support your frame onto the steel. Everything supports everything once it's all, you know, made up and done. And then you can put as many locks and as keeps as you want, if you choose to use an internal door, or even if you're using, because you've seen these, they'll just break through the lock. If they don't take the door off, they'll break the frame away, because it's only wood, isn't it? So yeah, if you're building, or well, you can always retrofit it, it's not a problem. But if you're building a building, this, put steel edgings around your, you know, because then they've got to bring the whole building down to get in, haven't they? Because doorways, because you want easy access in and out. Doorways are, hinges are weak. Doors, frames, rip them out. Then they're gonna, if they can't, when they get that, they're just gonna rip the frame out, aren't they? Steel, then I'll slow them down. And if they come and case the joint and they see this, they'll go, oh no, you can't get through. That's a keep and a half. You can't kick that through, can you? And you're not going to be able to kick this through. And when I finish with this, you're not going to be able to kick that through neither, are you? Even with a sledge or whatever. So, yeah. Give yourself a bit of budget and put all your internal frames out of angle iron. Wow, we're done. Look, burn baby burn. I think I've burned about 5 or 6 rods onto it. Just burnt everything into everything. Let's just make sure this shuts onto it. Hold on a minute. There we are. So that's engaged, that's engaged. This is in. That's going to engage lovely. Once we get that going, there's one more thing to do, and that's to give it the Reggie test. Yeah. It's passed the Reggie test, I think. Live and at the scene. Tick. Another little job done. we've done this. We've done this now. That bit's done. We're going to link this up somehow to that over there. Yeah, which is not going to take as long. It's just going to take a lot of figuring out, I think. Let's go around here to the secret lock. And, you know, a bit of sand and cement around there when it warms up. I think we're not far off at all. We're nearly there, we're nearly there. So, we've established this end now, haven't we? Okay. So we're going to make ourselves some sort of connection somehow there onto this connecting rod here. Yeah, onto this connection rod here. I assume doing too much, right? Yeah. I don't think a straight rod's going to do it, you know. I think we're going to, yeah, we're still going to need that, aren't we? And we're going to make sure we don't bang into the woodwork there. But it's nearly a straight line from over there. Give that a turn, push that forward, and open and shut. We're not. And one rod might do it. Even with a step down. So that's why you do one step at a time. One step at a time and figure it out. That, if that was lower, we've nearly got it there. It's nearly a straight line all the way over to there, isn't it? It's nearly a straight line all the way over to there. This is a bit of a problem here. Where's this actually going to go? What's the angle of the dangle on this? See, we're not that far out. This is going in and out there at that angle. We could even make something alongside this in there. Oh, I was thinking of somehow incorporating, you know, on the sacrificial sockets, we've got sacrificial U-joints, haven't we, as well? So maybe we've got a U-joint here connected to a shaft with a U-joint there. Maybe it might be as simple as that, using sacrificial sockets. Ooh, what do you think? But we've also got to put a bit of adjustment so that, you know, if we are a bit out, we've got to allow ourselves to adjust in and out. Whenever you do something, always give yourself, you can measure it, you can put it, and you can make it, and then you think, damn, I need to bring it back a little bit. Always give yourself a little bit of an adjustment. So I'm thinking, in here, there is, you remember all these, look at all these sockets we bought that we picked up randomly as we've gone along. I think I've got a sneaky feeling there was, and where else are you going to get a random size of any piece of tube of metal to melt something to melt? They're great for making stuff. Absolutely amazing. Hold on. Let me just tip this lot out and find these joints for you. So I'm thinking, this on there, and that gives us our adjustability. One of these on there, connected to the bar, to the end of the bar, see? And the same over there, connection to there with one of these. And here's our adjustability, because we only want some, don't we? We don't want a lot. I think that might do the trick. Weld this onto there, make this a solid joint. Weld this onto the bar. Oh, I think we might make it. Let's go and find the correct size for this. Out of that box of sockets. Do you remember? We picked them all up, didn't we? And you collect them and collect them and collect them. And there's a whole load of these universal joints that came in with them. So, the question came, what do you do with all your stuff? You just invent and you just make, don't you? So much fun. And these sacrificial sockets that you pick up by the bucketful in the car boots are indispensable when you're doing this sort of a thing. Where else are you going to get several sizes of tube when you're making and inventing and bodging? More bodging than making and inventing. There's our adjustability by screwing this in and out. Weld this nut inside this socket there. That'll give us a bit of a depth, which will give us some, weld it there. That will give us a certain amount of adjustability. Weld this in there, so we don't want it to pull out, do we? So we'll weld that onto there. Then we'll weld the shaft onto there. Weld the shaft onto there. So if there's any misalignment or any messing about, not that it's going to twist, it's only going to pull in and out. I think a straight bar might make it. This sort of link here and that sort of link there. By George, I think we've got it.